Hello students, in this session we are discussing Newton's second law of motion. But before discussing the second law, one concept we should consider very precisely, and that concept is momentum. Let's start with this momentum. So what is momentum? The effect of one object striking another object depend on both mass and its velocity. There are two objects, object A, object B. So object A is in motion, it having its velocity, it having its own mass, and when the former object going to strike with the latter object, definitely there is a change in velocity of both the objects. And so what kind of momentum is or what kind of effect is there, or effect of former object on the latter object, former object on the latter object, because former object has collided or strikes with the second object, that is latter object. So definitely there is an effect on the second object. Firstly, it is on the second object. So this effect is totally depend on the mass of the former object and the velocity of the former object. For example, see how it is depend on mass. Now, two balls we having. The first ball is of plastic material and second ball is of rubber material, has dropped from the same height. As they are dropped from the same height, definitely they having the equal speed. Now change in the mass. And suppose you are going to catch this ball. So which ball, or to catch which ball is easier for us? Definitely plastic ball, because its mass is less, and as compared to mass of this plastic ball, rubber ball having the more mass, and definitely because of the more mass you will get little more hurt, or it is not easy to catch that rubber ball as compared to plastic ball, because it having the more momentum. Getting on momentum means what? This property of the effect of the former object on the latter object. So this momentum is directly proportional to mass of object. More the mass, more the effect we are getting. Now after discussing this mass, let's move toward the velocity. There are two balls which is made up of rubber, that is rubber material is there. So what is constant here? Mass is constant. Now the first ball your friend is going to throw towards you with the speed of 5 meters per second, and the second ball, which having the equal mass, is thrown towards you with the 100 meters per second. So which ball hurts a lot? Definitely the latter one, because its speed is more, that is velocity is more. So more the velocity, more the momentum, that is property of a effect of the former object on the latter object. So this property is termed by the Newton as a momentum. So what is here? That is momentum is directly proportional to velocity. So here the effect of force of a former object on the latter object is dependent on both mass and its velocity. So what is momentum? Momentum is nothing but the product of mass into velocity, because it is directly proportional to mass and directly proportional to velocity. So momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So how will you give the moment? Momentum is product of mass and its velocity. Now more things we are going to consider about this momentum. Momentum is vector quantity. Why? Because it is dependent on direction. So it having magnitude as well as direction. So its direction is same as that of the velocity. If this object experiences the force, then it having its velocity. So momentum of that object is in the direction of velocity. Where the velocity, in that direction we having the momentum. So what is the SI unit of this momentum? What is momentum? Momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. So in SI unit, mass is measured in kilogram. Then velocity is measured in meter per second. And so finally we are getting kilogram meter per second, that is the SI unit. So what is the CGS unit? Mass is measured in gram and velocity is measured in centimeter per second. So finally we are getting gram centimeter per second. Okay, now what is required to change the momentum? See, if balance forces are there, then velocity will not get changed. So totally, when the both objects are moving or one object is moving with the equal mass, mass will not get changed. So momentum of the object is depend on velocity only for a particular one object. And so when equal forces are there, its velocity will not change. So to change the velocity, we need unbalanced forces. So wherever we are having unbalanced forces, there is a change in velocity. And wherever change in velocity, definitely there is a change in momentum. So what is the base of change in momentum? Unbalanced forces. So unbalanced forces are required to change in momentum, and the Newton's second law is depend on or explains the change in momentum. Just what we have discussed. If you want to change the momentum, you have to change the velocity, and if you have to change the velocity, you have to make the unbalanced forces. So force is required to change the momentum. So what is the change in momentum? It is totally depend on force now. And so Newton is giving his second law. The rate of change of momentum is totally depend on the force applied by the object. That means, see here, what is the second law? The rate of change of momentum is directly proportional or is proportional to the applied force. More the force applied, more the momentum we are getting. Once again, see, if unbalanced forces are there, then there is a change in velocity, and wherever change in velocity, there is a change in momentum. So force is at the base of the momentum. So the rate of change of momentum is proportional to applied force, and the change of momentum occurs in the direction of force. If you are giving the force to the east direction, then definitely rate of change of momentum is also in the east direction. Like this one here, see, considering we are going to consider some values here. See, mass of an object consider that is m, and initial velocity is u, and final velocity is v. Force is working on that object is f, and in time or for time t. For time t, it's working on the object, that force m. So what is the initial momentum? Momentum is nothing but mass into velocity. So mass is m and velocity is u. So here we are getting mu. So what is the final momentum? Final momentum is mass and the final velocity, that is v, and so that is mv. So what is rate of change of momentum? Rate of change of momentum is equal to change in momentum divided by time. So change of momentum means what? Final and the initial. See, if elephant is at rest and looking towards you, we do not having more fear. Why? Because initial velocity is 0. Though the elephant is of 3000 kg, 3 ton, its initial velocity is 0. So we do not having more fear about that elephant. We are observing that elephant very carelessly. But if that is mass into velocity, 3000 into 0 is 0. So it having the more 0 momentum. That means it having 0 ability or 0 effect, and so we do not having more fear. Now just elephant is walking towards you by 5 meter per second velocity. So what is momentum? Mass into velocity. So 3000 into 5, that is 15,000 kilogram meter per second, that is the momentum. That means that much effect, that much ability to do effect on the second object, that is latter object. And so we having fear when elephant starts to move towards us. So here final velocity, that is final moment is mu and initial momentum is mv and mu. So m is common there. So v minus u divided by t. But we know that when v minus u divided by t, that is the rate of change of acceleration. And so it is acceleration, rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. And so we are getting here mass into acceleration. Now, but what is the proposal put forward by the Newton? According to this one, this moment, according to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum is proportional to force. And so this is the rate of change of momentum and this one is proportional to force. So ma, mass into acceleration, is directly proportional to force. So force is equal to constant into mass into acceleration. What is k? K is nothing but constant. So if you want to change proportional into equality, you should take the constant. So k is a constant. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. See now, if same force is applied on the object, then acceleration is dependent on mass. This is also one car, a toy car, that is T car, and it is a car. When same force is applied on both the objects, the object which having the less mass, acceleration is more. Getting or not? Because with the same force, we can make run, or we are getting the more effect or more change in velocity in the toy vehicle. But when the real vehicle is there or real car is there, the same force you are applying on this one, definitely it will move with the less velocity. So when equal force is applied on different objects, then acceleration is dependent on its mass. Lighter the object, more the acceleration we are getting, and heavier the object, less acceleration we are getting. If you are going to collide one slim person and one fat person, definitely slim person will thrown away or thrown off from the way. But if you are going to collide with the fat person, yes, there is a little movement within that person. So what is our conclusion? So this is explained by Newton's law of motion, that is the second one. So first thing we got here, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Second thing we got here, so acceleration is totally dependent on mass. When force is equal, lighter the object, more the acceleration we are getting, heavier the objects, less the acceleration or less the change in velocity we are getting. Newton's second law of motion also help us to define the SI unit and serious unit of force. So what is the SI unit of force? That is a Newton. So see here, force is equal to mass into acceleration. That means what is force is measured in Newton, mass is measured in kilogram, and acceleration is measured in meter per second. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram into 1 meter per second. So how will you define 1 Newton? See, what is meant by 1 Newton? The force necessary to achieve the acceleration of 1 meter per second of an object of mass 1 kilogram. मास कितना है? 1 किलोग्राम है. आपको फोर्स देकर उसको धक्का लगाना है कि उस वजह से, आपके फोर्स की वजह से उस वस्तु की, उस ऑब्जेक्ट की एक्सेलरेशन कितनी होनी चाहिए? 1 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर एक्सेलरेशन होना चाहिए. सो 1 मीटर पर सेकेंड एक्सेलरेशन के लिए और एक्सेलरेशन होने के लिए 1 किलोग्राम के ऑब्जेक्ट पर जितना फोर्स चाहिए, उस फोर्स को क्या कहेंगे हम? 1 न्यूटन. सो व्हाट इज 1 न्यूटन? द फोर्स necessary to object to achieve the acceleration of 1 meter per second of an object of 1 kg is called as 1 Newton force. So serious unit is dyne. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. So force is measured in dyne. Mass is measured in gram. Acceleration is measured in centimeter per second square. So how you will define 1 dyne? Force necessary to achieve the acceleration of 1 meter 1 meter, not 1 centimeter per second square of an object of 1 gram, that force is called as one dyne force. Let's move towards the Newton's third law of motion. What is the statement he has given? Every action force has an equal and opposite reaction force which acts simultaneously. So some terms we are going to discuss first, and then we will discuss the Newton's third law of motion. See here, I have represented with the help of one portrait. One person having the skatings pushing the wall. That means he is standing near the wall and giving force on the wall. So who is the first person, or which is the first object is giving the force? That is the person on the wall. So the force exerted by the first body on the second body is called as action force. So force on wall is called as action force. So here every action force, is it clear? But when the person is giving force on the wall will not move. But the person, because of these wheels, we are getting the change. We are getting the result of that reaction. So man is moving away from the wall. If he is pressing the wall, if he is giving the force or pushing the wall, not wall is moving, the person itself or himself moving little backward. So this force is on the second body. It is first body given by the second body is called as reaction force. So reaction force is towards left side or right side, and action force is towards the wall. Reaction force is away from wall, and that are equal and opposite to each other. So what is reaction force? The force exerted by second body on the former body, that is the first body, is called as reaction force. So reaction force is on the person and the action force is on the wall. So these forces are always equal and opposite. That is proved by Newton. So what is the statement he is given? Every action force has an equal and opposite reaction force which acts simultaneously at the same time. So some concept related to this we are going to discuss. Number one, action force and reaction force are terms that express force. These are terms only which express the force, what kind of force, equal and opposite. Second, these force act in pair. Wherever action force is there, definitely reaction force is there. Reaction force will not come without action force, and wherever action force is there, definitely result is reaction force. One force cannot exist by itself. No, not a possibility. And these two forces are simultaneous at the same time. That means action force is today, reaction force is tomorrow. Not like this one. They are instantly. Then action and reaction forces act on different object. See here, action force is working on wall, then reaction force is working on that person. That is the first body. So they do not act on the same object because they are acting on different object. And as they are not acting on the same object, hence they cannot be cancelled each other effect. So definitely they are going to get effect. When two cars are going to collide with each other, definitely effect on both the cars. It is not like this one car is safe and second car get crushed. No, both the cars will get the effects. So different kind of examples we can consider here. See, what is this? This one is a rocket. So what is the fuel or force exerted by the burning fuel on or gaseous state is exposed from that tail of the rocket, giving the force on the land, and land is also giving force towards upward. So this force is a action force and this force is a reaction force. So there is a launch of rocket. So launching of rocket is depend on Newton's third law of motion. Different kind of examples we can consider. If you are going to hit a ball, then definitely what is blow of your bat, that is speed get decreases because both the forces are opposite to each other. So what is the Newton's third law? every action force has an equal and opposite reaction force which acts simultaneously. These are the three laws. The first law of motion, second law of motion, and third law of motion we have discussed within this session. The remaining part we will discuss in the next session. Thank you.